Imagine training your entire life for the World Cup. Your country qualifies. The tournament is coming. The world is waiting. And then, it vanishes. No opening ceremony. No final. No champion. Not because of scandal. Not because of FIFA. But because the entire world was falling apart. This is the story of the World Cups that never happened. In 1938, football was exploding in popularity. Italy had just won its second consecutive World Cup. More countries wanted to compete. More fans were watching. FIFA was already planning the next tournament. The 1942 World Cup looked certain. The only question was where it would be played. Nobody knew that football was about to face the greatest threat in its history. Several countries wanted to host the tournament. Brazil was pushing hard. Germany was also being discussed. FIFA officials debated locations. New stadiums were being considered. The future looked bright. Everything suggested that 1942 would become the biggest World Cup ever. Then history changed course. September 1st, 1939. Germany invaded Poland. Within days, Europe was at war. What started as a conflict quickly became the deadliest war in human history. Countries that had recently played football against each other were now fighting each other. Suddenly, football wasn't important anymore. Survival was. This wasn't just a problem for FIFA. Players themselves disappeared from football. Many joined military forces. Some fought on the front lines. Some became prisoners of war. Some never returned. Entire careers vanished. Imagine being one of the best footballers in the world. One year you're dreaming about lifting the World Cup. The next year, you're carrying a weapon into battle. For thousands of players, that became reality. As the war spread across continents, FIFA faced reality. There would be no host, no qualifiers, no tournament. The 1942 World Cup was canceled. For the first time ever, football's biggest competition disappeared. Fans hoped it was only temporary. They were wrong. When the war finally ended in 1945, people expected football to return immediately. After all, the next World Cup was scheduled for 1946. But the world was devastated. Cities were destroyed. Economies had collapsed. Millions of people were rebuilding their lives. Hosting a global tournament was impossible. And so the unimaginable happened again. The 1946 World Cup was canceled too. 2 consecutive World Cups were gone. This created one of the saddest chapters in football history. An entire generation lost its chance. Some players reached their peak during the war years. By the time football returned, they were too old. Others never survived long enough to play again. We often talk about World Cup legends. But what about the legends we never got to see? The stars who should have played in 1942 or in 1946. Football history lost an entire chapter, and nobody can ever get it back. Finally, in 1950, football returned. Brazil hosted the tournament. For the first time in 12 years, the World Cup was back. The world desperately needed something to celebrate, and football delivered. More than 170,000 fans packed the Maracana Stadium. Brazil looked destined to become champions. Then Uruguay shocked the world. One of the greatest upsets in football history. After 12 years of silence, the World Cup returned with one of its most unforgettable moments. Today, we complain about waiting 4 years for the World Cup. But there was once a generation that waited 12. Not because FIFA wanted them to. Not because football failed. But because the world itself was consumed by war. The World Cups of 1942 and 1946 never happened. No champion. No trofélift. No final. Just 2 missing chapters in football history. And perhaps the greatest what if the sport has ever known.